Welcome to Two Across, the podcast where two friends on opposite sides of the Atlantic catch up over a crossword. I'm Theo in London.
And I'm Rob in Montreal. Sir, how's your Tuesday?
How is my Tuesday? Well, you can't see in the camera shot, but I'm sitting here with a blanket over my knees. Like I've just fast forwarded 30 years and I'm, rocking back and forward in my dotage. It is a little chilly, and Kate and I are having our annual spirited disagreement about when we should put the heating on. And as you can probably tell from the fact I'm bitterly referring to wearing a blanket, I'm very much in the pro switching the heating on camp, whereas my hardy northern wife is very much in the anti. So and
you are losing,
and you can tell who's losing. Yeah. So me and Zeus just have to suffer through this somewhat chilly September, and hopefully we'll be allowed to turn the heating on again in October, but we'll see.
No, if you get granted a pass to warmth.
Granted a pass. I am a bit of a wuss on this stuff, which is kind of ironic because I did grow up in the north myself, and you'd think I should be able to handle temperatures in the sort of mid to low teens as they are at the moment. But I think partly because I grew up in a very cold house as a kid, maybe I have some kind of faint childhood trauma that comes through and makes me particularly aware of the cooler temperature in the house and fretting about the kids being too cold and all of that. So yeah, as I say, this is just a sort of an annual thing now where we tussle back and forth over when we're going to finally switch the thermostat on. But anyway, that is all to say I'm quite chilly, but otherwise fine. How are you, Rob?
Yeah, good. It's not cold here. It's kind of muggy, actually. We're getting much needed rain. So yeah, all good. Went to my first preseason Montreal game yesterday. The preseason has started. Yesterday was the first game of the preseason. So I took my oldest son and we went and saw Montreal win 2-1 in a shootout against the Pittsburgh Penguins. So that was fun.
The Pittsburgh Penguins. Brilliant. That really sounds like a kid's team.
It does.
I can't take them entirely seriously.
And there's no penguins anywhere within, first of all, a hemisphere, and second of all, several tens of, well, at least 10,000 kilometers of Pittsburgh, probably more like 20. So
yeah, and for the uninitiated, Rob is talking about ice hockey, which is his big preoccupation, especially of course in the winter months.
Yeah, and if you don't know that, you should stop listening to this pod now, because anyone who calls it hockey that's not ice hockey is just drinking something.
I'm sorry, Rob. I must be drinking something.
Our national sport and our civic sport. So Montreal, I talked about hockey, so I won't blather on, but Montreal is the sort of spiritual home of hockey. There are credible historical accounts of its creation here in Montreal. Although it is disputed, there is a dispute that it was created in Eastern Canada in Nova Scotia. However, we believe it was created here. And the modern hockey league was also created here in Montreal. The first competitions were held here. I mean, this is where the sport comes from, that is now played all over the cold world.
Yeah,
with great joy, because it is awesome. So Montreal is understandably very rabid about its hockey, very rabid about its team. And this year we have a team that looks like it might be a team, lots of young guys, maybe not championship worthy, but certainly going to make a bit of noise. So everyone's pretty pumped up.
So here's a question. Did ball hockey come first and then ice hockey sort of imitated it, or is it the other way around?
I think definitely some sort of like hurley, I think was the progenitor, which was some Irish kind of game,
which they still play.
Yes. Yeah. So I think definitely something came before, and it's like, hey, it's winter, we should try and keep playing this game that we love. Well, why don't we do it on ice? And hey, we could do it on skates. And one thing led to the other. And it's actually, if you think about it, it really does speak to the historic roots of Montreal, because Montreal's flag has 4 symbols on it. It has the shamrock, the thistle, the rose, and the fleur de lis to symbolize the sort of 4 founding peoples of older Montreal. And it really always has been those four founding peoples that have sort of found an accommodation. And hockey is sort of the fruit of that combination of peoples who brought their sort of sports together, and then they were in this sort of cold place and thought, hey, let's do this on ice. And hockey was born, and here we are.
There you go.
Today, paying people tens of millions of dollars a year to chase a puck down a climate-controlled surface in front of 21,320 rabid fans. So
yeah,
I did that yesterday. Lots of fun.
I was never. This will not come as a shock to those who know me, but I've never been a natural on the ice, shall we say? And just putting on a pair of skates and trying to, stay on 2 feet is enough for me.
So I take that, but actually I would argue that no one is a natural on skates, and that it is an artificial and strange activity. And in order to get good at it, you have to do it for years, and you have to do it a lot. Because when we brought our kids back from England, especially the young one, they hadn't had those formative years of practice of skating. And the young one, who is very determined. And so we spent a lot of time at outdoor rinks and slowly kind of worked on his skating and then became pretty decent at it. And now for the first year, we're doing a full year of organized hockey with him. He started last year a half season just practicing with the team, but he's taken great strides, but it takes a lot of time to get good at skating. And that's the thing about hockey, they say, is like, you got to learn how to skate first, and that can take years to do it well. And then you can play hockey. So that the skill sets you have to develop to play ice hockey well are it's a big investment.
It's the whole skating backwards thing as well.
Yes.
That's the bit for me that just feels like, magic. I've never quite cracked how people do that. But yeah.
It's amazing.
Good for those who do. Now, you've had other sports on your mind recently with your visit to the Green Mountain Championship. I'm sorry.
Yes, the GMC, as those in the know in the disc golf world would call it. Yeah,
indeed.
The Smuggler's Notch Disc Golf Center in Vermont, which is home to 2 of the top 10 rated disc golf courses in the world.
Beautiful
and Brewster
state
Ridge.
as well, Vermont, isn't it?
Oh my God. And so so it's always held this time of year in late September. So we jumped the embargo because Canadians are not going to the United States. And in fact, the turnout at this tournament this is the 3rd time we've been to it, and really, really low. There were very few people there compared to previous years. So I think Canadians really are staying away. The advantage for us, it was very easy to spectate. And, we did so with some shame, but it was joyful shame. Maybe it's Freude Schaden.
It's the best kind of shame.
It is the best kind of shame, because it was amazing. It was like 22 degrees, sunny, not a breath of wind, not a cloud in the sky. The mountains all around us the trees turning red. Almost as we sat there throughout the day, they became redder seemingly. And the disc golf was incredible. The goats on both the FPO, Female Pro Open, and MPO cards, the Male Pro Open cards, won. So 2 of the best of all time who've won the most world championships. Between them, Paige Pierce and Paul Macbeth. Both in their 30s, both kind of past their glory years, who haven't been winning a lot lately, suddenly pulled it out to the great delight of the crowd and in quite spectacular fashion. So it was a great weekend. Awesome.
I love Macbeth in particular, mainly because he's called Macbeth. And
yes.
When I first started getting acquainted with disc golf, that was something that caused me endless amusement, that its predominant player was called Macbeth, and I was like, can you not say his name on a disc golf course? You are immediately cursed. He must be known as the American or something. But it's nice to see him still going strong. And on the subject of sporting shame, I have my own story of sporting shame to share, but I will maybe pin that for after the crossword.
We love Theo shame stories. We've been thinking about about getting a jingle for Theo.
It's a good one.
Pratfalls.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll save that for afterwards. And in the meantime, let's do a crossword.
Let's go to the crossword, because crossing words is fun.
All right. Yes, let's do a crossword. So here we are. Guardian 17280, and I think it's your crossword intro because you did the intro.
Yes, my crossword intro and also my crossword of record.
There's a
So
lot
in
on your
other
shoulders
words,
today.
It's a lot riding on this for me. Yeah.
You got a Shih
we do
Tzu on
this-
your lap and the pressure of the world on your shoulders.
Story of my life, Rob.
Yeah.
We for the uninitiated, we realized that occasionally we were making typos in one of our crosswords, so we decided for clarity that we would and you know, in the interests of transparency and honesty and all the things that 2 Across stand for, we would allocate one crossword of record each week.
And
so-
making it sporting.
And making it sporting, yes, in the name of cricket.
Yes.
And this week, so it's whoever did the intro on the episode, it's their crossword of record. So obviously this week's is mine, and the crossword we are doing is Guardian Quick Crossword number 17,280. And as always, you are invited to play along at home if you so wish. You can find a link in our show notes. We set a timer of 30 minutes in which to do it, and we don't check any answers as we go or cheat in any way. We keep things honest and see if we can do it. And our scores are currently tied for the series at 1-1. So it's very, very exciting.
Very.
Can we get into the lead this week, or are we gonna hit another stumbling block? I'm sort of slightly procrastinating now because my timer isn't working, so I'm just trying to work out how to get it working, and I think I have. Yes, I have, and we are off. So Rob,
All right.
tell us where you want to go.
Let's start with one across. Rich taste of wine. It is 4 letters long. And being the beginning of the crossword, we have no letters.
Yeah, and I feel I should know this because I
Yeah.
have quite recently been wine tasting in France and enjoyed
true.
many a rich taste of wine. But it's not coming to mind immediately. Have you got anything?
Nope, not getting anything right away. I mean, bouquet is a nice one for an aroma of wine, but a specific...
Or nose, I suppose.
No, yeah, that would be good, but obviously nose would not be the taste. So why don't we see if we could get the first letter with getting one down, which is Soldier's Home, which is 8 letters long.
So this could be barracks, couldn't it?
Yeah, I think barracks is going to be good.
Yeah, okay. Which would give our wine clue a first letter of B.
Correct. Rich taste of wine, starting with B, 4 letters long. Again, not seeing it. Balm. What about highly positive review? Have you ever given one of these, Theo, or are you more of the negative
often.
reviewer type?
In fact, I gave one last weekend to the producers, which I mentioned on last week's episode.
Yes.
I gave
What
a
kind of review was it? Did it start with the letter
rave.
R? Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that deserved a rave review. I don't give them that often, I have to say. My nickname, my rather cruel nickname at a magazine I used to work for was 3-star Theo, because it was so often the rating I would default to. But the truth is, you know, it's most things are in that range. They're okay, they're good, but they're not maybe exceptional. I do try and steer away from it where I can, but actually just last week I gave 2 3-star reviews in a row, which is not something that I enjoy doing, but sometimes, you know, there's no other way.
And there's no, but how would you set to see? This is something in the culture, and it's definitely a difference between North Americans and Europeans. And I'll tell a little story to illustrate it very shortly. My mother is an interpreter, and back in the day, she used to teach interpretation at a local college near us here in the Montreal area. And she is English, as we've discussed, and she was trained in France. So she comes from the land of hard marking. And so she would mark her students, and she would give people a sort of B or a 70% or whatever. And they would be livid. Like, I did well. And she said, yes, you did.
Yeah.
And that's why I gave you a B. And it's like, but you didn't do superlatively. And so you don't get an A or an A+. And she said she'd have students just like, you're ruining my grades and everything, because North Americans grade sort of A is like, you did pretty well. But there's not the wiggle room between well and superlative is sort of a plus. Whereas in Europe, it's a whole grade or more. Yeah. And I actually agree with the European system more. But yeah.
I'm so with your mum on that. And I've had people say to me before, "Oh, you hated that production of so and so," when I've given a 3-star review. I'm like, obviously I didn't hate it, because 3, by the definition of star ratings, 3 is good. It's good. You know.
And you're not an Uber driver, so I don't have to give you 4 stars.
But we do. We I'm not going to get into this subject now because we haven't got time. But we do live in this kind of ridiculous and everything's reviewed culture, where basically 5 stars has become, anything under 5 stars is considered to be a problem. To the point where you'll get prompted by a website if you give anything lower than 5. Well, what was the problem? It's like, well, it just wasn't the most exceptional thing, ever. So it didn't necessarily. Anyway, let's not open that can of worms. Let's.
I might put a pin on. I might put a pin in and add a little story at the end. We'll see how things go. But let's move on.
Let's do that.
Let's be this to our listeners. And move away from our little pet peeves. So this is 11 across, and it's not selfish, starting with A, 10 letters long.
Yes, indeed, which is that wonderful word for when someone is being charitable.
It's a very good word. It's often used in like anthropology.
What's the word, Rob? I've had a complete mind blank.
It is altruistic.
Altruistic. Thank you for helping me there.
No problem.
It's a lovely word. Altruistic.
Yeah.
And it's probably telling that I couldn't remember what it was, because I'm not sure it's a word that I embody enough.
No, exactly. Hence your 3-star reviews, Theo.
Hence my 3-star reviews, exactly so.
Yeah.
2 down, fans, 8 letters.
Yes.
3rd letter V, 5th letter T.
Yeah, I didn't want to get into this because I don't know what it is. And so we need the first letter of it would give us the 3rd letter in our taste of wine, which is B space, space, space. But we could have the 3rd letter if we got this. So fans could be either like aficionados or supporters or whatever, or it could be the act of fanning someone or something. Or the plural of fans, like ventilators or something like that.
Yeah. Ooh, tricky. What about 14 across? Can we get this one?
I think we might be able to.
In an intense way, 6 letters beginning with K.
I have a guess, but I don't know. It doesn't feel intense to me, but the British are the nation of understatement, or the conglomeration of nations of understatement.
Go on.
To the Scottish, the Northern Irish, and the Welsh, for assuming, like most people do, that Britain is England.
Yes.
Again, putting my foot in it. Okay.
Apologies to all our Celtic listeners.
Yes. 14 across. So K, in an intense way, 6 letters long. Could keenly be?
Oh, that's very nice. It certainly could be.
It doesn't feel, see, for me, the keen is like a 3-star rating. It's not intense. It's just like, yeah, he's a bit keen,
Yeah, keenly. It's almost disparaging, isn't it? Like a puppy, eager to please. He's keenly awaiting your news.
Yes.
So, but I think I like that. I can't think of any other word beginning with K that could fit that. So that leaves our fans as a blank blank V blank T blank E blank. And we're not going to get any more letters unless we can crack this rich taste of wine. So we're in a bit of a bind. Should we come back to it?
Well, I think I know what it is.
Oh, Rob. Just in the nick of time.
Well, because it ends in E space, right? And so you have to imagine, because it's fans, it's got to be ES. Well, what goes between T space ES? What other letter could go there?
It could be a U, or it could be an R.
Yeah, could be an R's, tres, but not often.
Or it could be a L.
Maybe vitals. I don't know anything that ends like that. So it's V space, T space. So it could be an E, Theo. It could be T's. So space, V's.
Yes. So you might use this word to in relation to like religious followers.
Yes, fans of a god, for instance.
Devotees.
Yes, I'm a big fan of God. I'm a devotee.
Well done. Which gives our rich taste of wine a B blank D blank body. It's body, Rob.
Yes, body.
Brilliant.
Yay.
Oh, for you. Right.
All
I
right.
think we needed that because we have slipped slightly time-wise. We're 20... Actually, no, we're not too bad. We've got 21 minutes left. So
Oh, you've been talking too much, Theo.
I have. I've been waxing lyrical on the star rating thing. I hate star ratings, just in case there was any doubt about that.
Yeah.
I think they reduce any, in-depth thought of any kind to a kind of simple and rather barbaric rating system that just doesn't do them any justice.
Stick with the qualitative. Read the review.
Yes, quite so. But no one does read the review, so you have to do the sodding star rating just to get people to actually, read the thing. But of course, they're not going to read it if it's 3. So that's what, people get dragged to.
So they don't call you Theo the Unread?
I said I was going to park this issue. That will be, oh God, that would be my epithet for the ages.
Like Ethelred the Unready.
Like
It's Theo
Ethelred the
Unread.
Unready. Although I was listening to the rest of this history, and apparently he was called that because it was more like Ethelred. It meant something different. It wasn't
Like he always got out of bed late. He was never there at breakfast.
It wasn't like he was
Ethelred.
permanently undressed. It was more like I think he didn't have enough followers or friends or allies or something like that. That
It's
was
a great
the meaning
epithet.
of Unready. Anyway,
If that's on my tombstone, Rob
it
the
is a
Unready. Yeah.
Rob the Unready.
He was just always a step behind. There it was. Okay.
Okay, here's one for you, Rob. 10
yeah.
down, and I mean this because it's an anagram and not because the clue is oddball.
Well, thank you.
Which
Thank you
it
for that precision, Theo. I appreciate that.
And it's an anagram of haunts Lido, which it sort of conjures up the image of some weird swimming pool lingering ghost
Yes.
in flip-flops and speedos.
It was Jim who died last summer in
Jim
the Lido.
the Lido ghost.
Yeah.
So,
Haunts Lido.
any thoughts?
It's tough because right now it's space U space L, assuming altruistic and keenly are right, but they are both in the anagram, so we could take that as a guess. I guess my question is what goes between the U and the L, because there's no other L.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we might
Assuming keenly is correct, but I think we can assume that now.
I feel like it's not bad. Oh man, well we could get another letter in this long anagram by solving another long anagram, which is 17 across.
They're
It's
racking them up this week.
They really are tasteless, and the anagram letters are due on cruise.
Thinking of all the tasteless things you can do on a cruise, but I think
Yeah.
just going on a cruise in the first place is surely
It's just an act of tastelessness.
active tasteless.
Apologies to all
dear.
cruise devotee listeners.
Yes, all
Yeah.
devotees of the cruise. You are welcome to make your own choices. Any thoughts on that?
I mean, the word crude can be formed out of that, but then you've got a lot of letters that just don't make no sense. Tasteless. No, I think we're gonna have to get a few letters on this. It's just without sitting with pen and paper.
Let's
oh my
have
God.
a little. Oh yeah, go on.
I was gonna say we could get the fourth letter of that by doing 16 noun, which is another anagram.
Oh my God, they can't stop themselves.
It's just stringing them together.
Our jingle is going to be worn out by the end of
I
this
know
episode.
it is. This poor vocoder is gonna crap out.
An old CD.
So it is. It's the synonym is rejection.
Oh, cassette, I should say. And it's an anagram of nailed.
Nailed, yeah. Rejection. Oh, here you go, Theo. I mean, you've rejected seemingly a lot of perfectly worthy stage productions with your threes.
Yeah. Ouch. It always comes back to that.
Yeah, rejection. Oh, I got it. Like rejection of a truth, or
Oh, denial. Is it denial?
Not just a river in Egypt, Theo.
Yeah. Not just a river in Egypt, indeed.
Yeah. All right.
So, yes.
So that gives us a very useless E as the fourth letter of our tasteless due on cruise anagram. And Let's just
Yeah.
keep moving. Let's kind of whittle our way around, see if we can find some more letters. And
I think I've got one at 20 across, which
Hit
is
it.
the clue is drink before eating. And it's 8 letters, a nice French word. Apéritif. Yeah? Which
how do
fits
we
with
spell
the I.
it? Aper would be APER. Is it apéritif? Is it
It's
AP?
Itif, I think.
It's étif, apéritif.
With an
yeah.
I. So,
Oh, apéritif.
yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, I guess it makes your appetite.
I think that's
Okay.
right. Yes. It could be E, but no, I think it's I. I'm pretty confident it's I.
I'm picking up what you're putting down, Theo.
Okay. Quick one here. 18 down. Get out of jail money.
Mm-hmm.
4 letters. Second letter A. Must be bail.
One would hope. Have you ever had to be bailed out, Theo?
Sadly not, Rob. It's still on my bucket list, but I'll be sure to come knocking when I do.
I was hoping. Yes, thank you. I'll be there.
You can get the phone call.
I'll send them some Canadian. What do we call it? The Northern Peso?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
Very healthy
Hopefully
exchange
that'll
rate,
help.
I'm sure.
Very.
Is it a bail? Is essentially it's a deposit, isn't it? That you
Yes.
do get back.
I feel like it is, and it's just like, but if you jump bail, then it's voided. So.
Yeah. It's a bit of a weird one, and surely always obviously favours those with access to, large sums of cash.
Yes.
So, which I guess is the whole point.
That's it.
Legislative oversight, some exploit. Speaking
Like in
of
the
which,
tax code, for instance.
22 across, and it's 8 letters beginning with L.
Yeah.
So that's our old friend, the loophole.
The loophole, which gives us an O as the ultimate letter in a 4-letter word that is a synonym of block, i.e. as in a proposal, and it has the second letter of E, so it's space E space O.
Yeah,
And
I
if
think
you do
we can
that,
get that.
Exercise your right of
Veto. Which must be Latin, no?
I would imagine, yes.
One of those.
Vini, vidi, veto.
Yeah.
I came, I saw, I blocked.
The Vinnie Jones mantra.
Yes. There you go.
Little reference for fans of 90s football.
Mm-hmm.
So this oddball now ends.
Now here, like, it ends in I space H, so you have to think that our S from Hans Lido must go. It must be ISH.
Ish.
Yeah. What do
Yeah.
you think? Because otherwise,
I think so.
what else would go there? I don't think anything goes there.
Um,
So it's space U space L 3 spaces ISH, and our letters to play with are Hans Lido, and it is a synonym of oddball. Still not seeing it, my friend.
no. Let's get another letter. We can't, because that would mean cracking the other anagram of do on cruise.
Yeah.
So let's scout around and get some more in that.
Oh, I think I've got it. Like, it's not oddball as in a person. It's oddball like an oddball idea or scenario, for instance, which could also be described as outlandish.
Oh, yes. That's very nice. Yeah, oddball's a slightly misleading clue for
It's
outlandish,
not
I think.
perfect. So our next anagram, and we've knocked down 2. The third
There's
one.
another one?
No. I mean the hanging anagram.
Oh, the hanging one, yeah.
Yeah. So tasteless, which is an anagram of do on cruise, not like Tom Cruise, but boat cruise. Although maybe they're spelled the same way. I don't know. Anyway, tasteless is space N space E and then 6 spaces, and we have, as I say, do on cruise as the letters to play with. I'm not immediately seeing. Oh no, not seeing.
He's got it.
No, I haven't got it.
You haven't got it?
I was thinking indecent, but of course that doesn't take our letters at all. Okay. How about 23 across? Let's go down. Speaking of Celtic, I think the Celts would have imbibed this. A honeyed libation, 4 letters
Lovely.
long.
I have some of this, actually.
Have you?
In the house. We got, we were given, we asked for wine as well, our wedding presents, and we got some very nice bottles, as you can imagine. But among them was from my cousin, who's a smallholder and makes her own mead.
Wow.
So, or did at the time. And so, yeah, there you go. I think that's what it is.
How is it spelt?
MEAD.
It is A. Okay. I wasn't sure.
I think it's A.
E.
Ooh.
Mm.
No, I'm pretty sure it's MEAD. Yeah.
I'm with you because I don't have a bottle of mead in my house. So
Okay, well.
you're the expert in this
Everyone needs
2-person
one.
group.
Yeah.
Now I know this.
I need some mead
Yeah.
to feed my seed.
Yeah.
So
Oh dear. That should be their slogan. Having a
Yeah.
little problem with fertility?
get yourself some mead. Well, these days, I mean, it does feel with our great, truth teller in chief in the White House spouting out medical advice.
Yes, true.
You know, why not advocate for mead as a great
for humble mead?
Humble mead.
It'll cure measles, infertility,
yeah
and autism.
coming from coming to a White House podium any day soon. But let's not sully these airwaves with talk of.
There's enough orange in our crossword right now, Theo, without bringing that in.
Yes, very lovely link, and we have 10 minutes in which to solve it.
Yes. Okay. We actually have half
Barely
of it left,
halfway, so we really do need to get on with it. I've got one here, which 12 down is comment on a text, 8 letters ending in E. Do we think annotate?
Yes, we think annotate.
I've been doing a lot of that recently on the sumo program, which I've talked about before on the pod, and is still rumbling on.
Still percolating.
Still percolating. These things take time.
Bread with a filling, Theo, informally.
Donut, but then it's not. Is it?
15 across is 6 letters long, and the third last letter is an N. Bread with a filling, informally.
No, not getting anything.
Drat.
Long serving.
No, shit.
13 down. Long serving or added flavour. 8 minutes. 8 minutes. 8 letters. That was a Freudian slip. 8 letters ending in D. Long serving or added flavour. Something.
Well, here I think we may be able to get one more letter in that, because I feel like our tasteless probably ends in OUS, because it's O space. So
yeah,
I think we could start making guesses here about.
Yeah. You're right. OUS,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
Tasteless.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, I was thinking ostentatious, but it doesn't
flavorless type thing.
Yeah.
I've got one at 21 across, by the way, which I'll just say because just for speed. So it's four letters. Farm building must be barn.
Yep. Second letter is already A, so that fits.
Oh, come on. What is this thing due on cruise?
I don't know.
Okay. So something no, it's not. I was going to say lus, but it can't be lus.
No.
Rus.
Okay. I think we have to just move completely out of this area because we got the whole top right to do too. Let's just get that and we'll come back.
Let's do it.
Extravagant, 4 down, 6 letters long, penultimate letter S, like a ball or a feast. I think we could use the word lavish.
Lavish, nice.
What do you think?
Yes, I like that. I think 7 down is relatively straightforward.
What's that?
As well, which is us versus blank, 4 letters.
Yeah, us versus
them.
Yeah.
Not serious, 8 letters, second letter L ending in T. This is 3 across.
Not serious. I mean, maybe my lavish is wrong.
Maybe. L is a slightly odd second letter, isn't it?
It is.
And take stock of something, 8 letters would have a second letter of V if it was lavish.
Yes. Which could be over something. Overview? No.
Oh, yeah. No. Oh, but then it ends.
Them.
And 5 down is butterfly or bee, say. 10 letters.
Yes.
With a 5th letter of I. which can't be insect because that doesn't even remotely fit. 6.5 minutes, by the way.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Oh, my God, Rob.
No. Keep going. Go, give, or get. 6 down, 4 letters long. Could that be really simple? Could it be like a verb?
Go, give, or get what? Get lost? No.
Well, they're all verbs.
What's your guess?
Well, they're all verbs. So verb.
Oh, sorry, verb. As it's sorry. Sorry. I thought you were nudging me towards the word being a verb, but you're saying the word is verb.
I'm wondering, but then not serious would have space L space V space T.
Because those things usually it's like go something, give something, get something.
Right. Go. Yeah. So it would be some word that goes after that. All 3.
Do you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, Rob, we're in trouble this week. We really are.
Take stock of something. Oh my God. So it's got to end. Well, it's got to start with a vowel.
Right. I think tasteless must start with I. This do you want to cruise?
Indecorous.
There we go.
Thank you. Theo.
There we go. Right. Indecorous. Lovely. Right. So
okay. So that gives us butterfly or bee say is second last letter O, and then we don't know, which could be
5 minutes left.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's not insect. That's just too long, first of all. But take stock of something. Evaluate?
Yes.
Would that
very
fit?
simple, but very good.
Yeah? Okay.
Lovely. I really, yes. Okay, we're getting somewhere.
Not serious. Space L, and then 5 letters, and then a T. Space L could be ent ending or est ending. Not serious.
Because you think lightweight, don't you? Or
get away, go away, and give away. Away. 6 down.
Give away.
Go away, get away, give away.
Very, very good. Yes.
Okay, so then not serious is space L, space, A, space T, which is either A-N-T or A-S-T. I would suggest A-N-T.
Maybe a double L.
Flippant?
Flippant. Perfect. Not a double L, a double P.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then...
Butterfly or bee say begins with P. 3.5 minutes. And we've got 3 clues. So this is more comfortable now. We've got 3.
Yeah, we've got to get going, though. Butterfly or bee say P space L space I.
This is gonna be
3
one
spaces, O space.
Nature words. We need Martin.
Pollinator.
Pollinator. Rob, you're absolutely motoring.
Oh,
I'm doing
God.
nothing. I'm just a passenger, but I'm enjoying the ride.
No.
No, it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. No, it does fit. It does fit.
It does. Two.
I put it in wrong.
Yeah, 2 L's.
Okay.
So
yes.
bread with a filling informally is space A space N space.
What the hell? I hate it when they don't give you the first letter. It makes it so much harder.
Bread with a filling.
So we've got 2 clues left to get. We've got bread with a filling, blank A, blank N, blank blank, and then we've got long serving or added flavour. Blank 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 S, blank N, blank D. Right. And we have exactly, well, we've got 2.5 minutes. So
yeah, okay.
Let's work on the long serving or added flavour because that...
Oh, I got it. I know it.
Oh, Rob, go.
Seasoned.
Seasoned. Good word.
Like a seasoned
Good clue.
veteran.
I'm
and
happy
seasoning.
with that. Like
Okay.
Paul Macbeth.
Yes, exactly. Or
Throwback.
Paige Pierce.
Or Paige Pierce, indeed.
Bread with filling informally is now space A space N space E. Oh, man. Bread
this is
with filling.
Baking thing. What's a bread?
Yeah.
What kind of baked goods have fillings? You can get, obviously, we've mentioned donuts. It's not one of those.
What about, is there such a thing as a sarnie? Is that like an English thing?
There certainly is. Yes.
S-A-R-N-I-E?
Oh my God, I think you might have got it, Rob.
Really?
A sarnie is
What
short
is
for
a sarnie?
sandwich. It's a sandwich.
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. I've heard it before.
How did you get that?
I don't
That's
know.
mad crosswording.
Well, because we had space A, space N, space E, so it probably ends in IE or CE, right? So knee.
it's
and I've
got to
heard
be
of
Sarnie.
You think so?
Jesus, Rob. That's absolutely phenomenal. Right. Well, cap doffed to you this week because we have done this with a minute to spare. Having been, in serious trouble about 6 minutes ago. We are now... We've done it. This is...
You think so?
Absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, I do think so because I think that's got to be sarnie. It's an absolute staple English word for a sandwich.
All right. Well, then it's just
Eat your sarnie. Yeah.
All right.
Which is an odd shortening when you think about it, because Sandy would make more sense.
Yeah,
wouldn't it?
Sandy would make more sense.
Rather than where does the R come from?
But maybe there was like a northern word for a sandwich, which was like a
Sarnie.
Or a sarn, sarnicious or something, and then it was sandwiched down south. And they're like, okay, we need to find an accommodation as we standardize the language across the country.
Okay, I'm going to introduce a slightly new category of things for people to email us about, which is inventions that should have happened sooner. And I think the sandwich is a brilliant example of that. Yeah. How did it take so long between the invention of bread and the invention of the sandwich, which is just the act of putting a filling between two pieces of bread? So
here's a question. Was it just that the context demanded the creation of it? Like we had been heretofore a sedentary society that would always gather for lunches because we never worked very far from home. And so we would just sort of, I guess other than shepherds in the field, but they'd just probably kill a lamb and roast the thing, as they went. But
sure,
they had their food portable. But, people would just go home. And then one day the Earl of Sandwich was like, well, when I'm off hunting, it's a real ball ache that I don't have some portable food. Like I want some meat. I want a bit of bread. And then one of his vassals was like, solve this problem.
Who should actually get the credit, of course. He was probably called Bill. Or she was called, I don't know, Ruth.
Sarnie.
Worked in the kitchen.
Maybe her name was Sarnie.
Of the big house. And
exactly.
Was tasked with coming up with the Earl's hunting snack. And absolutely delivered the brief,
Yes.
As the kids would say, understood the assignment and came up with the perfect solution.
And he said, I'll have that naming of this. This will be called the sandwich after me.
The sandwich. No, I think we'll stick with calling it the sandwich, yes. Jolly good. But thank you for your work. Here's a tuppence by way of thank you. Now be on your way. Good lady. Back to the kitchens.
Oh, poor Sarnie sent back to her kitchens with her.
We haven't actually checked all yet, so we should.
No.
We're in light-hearted mood here, as if we've got this in the bag, but we should.
It would be pretty funny, folks at home, if we were wrong.
If we're actually wrong after all of that. So we are correct.
Huzzah! Yay!
Wow. Well, that's a bit special, isn't it, Rob?
Yeah.
Taking an early lead. That's quite uncharacteristic, I think, based on previous seasons. We tend to like to come from behind, so to speak, and give ourselves a mountain to climb. But we haven't done that this series. We've just stormed into a lead.
Yes.
2-1. So that's exciting.
Let this be our season of unbridled arrogance, where we just toot our own horns, stamp through crosswords, and end this thing sort of 36-1. Yeah.
We're not going to get many people to our live show with that sort of attitude, but...
What do you mean? People are drawn to arrogance. Come on.
Crosswords done. That was fun. Now let's have a chat.
Well, I'm going to bring us crashing back down to earth because my story of sporting shame is not a cause of any arrogance in me. Rob, this did happen a few weeks ago, so I can talk you through the whole trajectory. I've alluded before to my struggles with... So I regularly play tennis, and I play this one guy in particular who he's a very nice guy. He's this Austrian guy, and we have become, good mates over the years. But
because he's your co-national.
Because he's my co-national, exactly. He is my brethren from Vienna, and so
brethren from another methrin. Well, that's not
brother from another brethren. Yes. Exactly, should be a thing. Anyway, but he has a way of just frustrating me on the tennis court, Rob. And he's good, and our games are often very close, and I often end up capitulating in somewhat desperate fashion as he grinds me down with his endless baseline consistency. And Rob, long story short, I've now broken not one, not two, but 3 tennis rackets.
Oh, Theo, no!
Playing against my aforementioned Austrian friend, and I'm beginning to think that maybe this is a problem that should be addressed. And I have now, it is needless to say, cost me not a little amount of money to replace them, and also not a little pride, as I sheepishly have to confess to Kate why we're having another tennis racket delivered to the door. And I've just got to stop doing it. I hasten to add, I'm not doing it in sort of like Nick Kyrgios fashion, like slamming it across a chair or something, or I literally just in my head tap it on the ground in frustration, and then the next thing you know, you've got a hairline crack in the frame and you can't use the thing anymore. So I put it on the record that I will never break another tennis racket as long as I live, and if I do, I will have to give up the sport, because
we'll never break one in vain.
I can't afford to keep playing. We'll never break one in vain. I mean, I'm not quite sure what circumstances would justify the breaking of a tennis racket, but I just I mean, I'm blaming it all on him. Obviously, it's just this.
Did he
opponent.
see any of your tennis rackets explode, or did you sort of hit them and thought, "Ooh, that might be broken," and just sort of put it behind your back and tootle off the court?
He knows.
He saw you.
He knows.
Okay.
And I'm sure it brings him no small measure of pride that he has reduced me to such a state. He has literally broken me.
Do you think so? But does he handle it with like total politeness and coolness?
No, he tends to laugh about it, and he did say to me after the last one, it was like, I think you need to stop doing that now. I think that's probably too many, and I had to agree with him.
You have lost control of yourself.
Yes, I think you are, how you say, mad, which is probably
you
true.
Have entirely lost all dignity in my eyes. This is okay with you?
I'm a 42-year-old man, Rob. I can't be carrying on like this.
Theo.
So anyway, my penance is now that I've bought myself a very cheap tennis racket, which I have to play with. So I consider that to be a sort of constant reminder as I feel every vibration down my arm from its cheap strings. I consider that to be my hair shirt of sort of apology for my disgraceful behaviour. So anyway, I thought I'd share that. I don't know why I'm sharing that, because I'm not, as I say, especially proud of this. But I think this is a safe space for personal shame,
airing shame.
For airing shame, and
I
knew that you of all people would appreciate this particular tale of woe.
We speak of disc golf, and it's like, it's amazing the older, like, you get older and older, but there's certain sort of things that never really evolve from when you were sort of 12, like in sports is one of them. Like,
how true.
Like I've been playing this sport of disc golf for a long time, and I'll go out and just, you just have a bad round, and it reduces you to just feeling like you are the most useless person in the world, and in everything you've ever attempted, by the way, not just like, it's not limited to the sphere of the sport that you are currently struggling at. You're just like, no, like I'm not attractive, I've never been particularly interesting. People don't really like me, like everything you can dump on yourself after you've thrown a disc into a tree enough times, or hammered probably a ball into the net too many times, and then like all of your negative voices clamor out of every single corner and surround you, and they're like, look at you.
It's true. And these sports are uniquely psychologically punishing as well, because it is ultimately, it's just you. it's you against you. And if you're persistently hitting the ball in the net, hitting the golf ball off the course, throwing the disc into the tree, you really can't blame anyone else. It is entirely on you. And that does trigger this sort of a kind of spiral of doubt and self-criticism that just becomes completely overwhelming. And as you say, brings in all of the sort of worst fears you've had for so many years about your own failings, and all get channeled into this one act that you're manifestly again failing to do. And it's really it's kind of fascinating and also quite sad, but it's also compelling, and that's why we keep going back for more, because we want to continue to test ourselves and keep telling ourselves that next time it'll be different, and suddenly it'll all come together, and then we do have that one moment of glory that just gives us hope that we can do it, and of course inevitably sink back to our average ways once again. So it's really I don't know, Rob, I guess it's just the sort of classic image of the frustrated middle-aged man taking out his
I
think on a tennis racket.
While we at one side are trying to protect our egos furiously in just about everything we do and how we present ourselves in the world and how we speak and what we tweet and whatever, we're just sort of building up the justification of me, and like, so that all of the things that we've done, our acts, our outputs or whatever, all tell a tale of our glory, But then there's this other part of us that is definitely there that looks for situations for our egos to be crushed. And it's almost like sort of very quiet in the background. And actually, I would argue that that's kind of like the wise part of us that's out there. It's like, no, this whole thing you're building up, like, it needs a good knockback, and so it sort of wills us into a situation where the stuffing gets knocked out of us a little bit, and we have a little bit of a humbling, because I think then that moment of levity that can come from that is actually sort of a moment of growth, I would argue, to get not too new agey and self-help, but I think
I think you're absolutely right. Yeah. That chimes, and I feel I have learned something from this experience that I've been through recently, and
not to buy expensive rackets.
Well, not to buy expensive rackets for one, but also just to not let it do that to me, and just to think, there is literally nothing riding on this. It is just for the sake of exercise and company and fresh air and all of that I'm doing it. It's there isn't a title on the line. There isn't a single pound of prize money or anything else.
No.
There is literally only my own ego, which of course in some ways is that means the stakes are as high as they can possibly be, because
life or death.
What higher stake than one's own
self-appraisal.
One's own self-appraisal, indeed. 3 stars. So anyway, I thought I'd share that, and I'm pleased to say that since the last incident, I've played 3 games, all of which I've won, and none of which have featured or have culminated in a broken racket. So
well done, Theo.
I like to think there's been a measure of growth. So anyway, what's on your horizon for the upcoming few days?
I don't see much coming. We've got a lot of rain coming through. I've got just a mountain of work, so I plan to sort of huddle. Apparently there's a new library that's opened up just near the house that I've been told by neighbors is a great place to work. So I think I might go check that out. Go find a little co-working space. I mean, it's that sort of phase of the year where we've had a lot of heat for a lot of months, 4 or 5 months, and you're sort of really sad about the upcoming of winter and the imprisonation that brings. But then a part of you is also kind of looking forward to like just huddling and not feeling guilty for staying in the house all day, whereas when it's nice, you always feel you got to go out. So we have a bit of rain. So it's like a little tester for 2 or 3 days to experiment back with indoors, get reacquainted. So yeah, basically I'm just going to go lock myself in various places and work like a madman for the next few days and try and get through my week. And that's about it. The weekend, we're going to see a comedy show. We're going to see a Montreal comedian named Sugar Sammy, whose set is both in English and French. It's the bilingual comedy show. So it's a very Montreal thing. So we're going to that with friends. got a little end of year disc golf tournament from the league on Sunday, and then that's basically the end of disc golf season. And then that's about it. And then obviously like 4 hockey practices for my son.
Of course. I like that you mentioned the new library there, by the way, because that gives me, well, it makes me quite envious for the culture of Montreal at a time when we seem to be closing them, you know, like pubs or all those other, you know, previously good things that just seem to have fallen victim to the digital economy.
You got to lead. We're not a very literate society, and Great Britain has a significant lead. So you could close a lot of libraries, and we could open a lot, but that gap is going to take a while to close, I would argue.
Well, still, at least you're moving in the right direction.
Yeah,
I
think so.
I
think so.
You know, retracting. Well, that all sounds quite sort of in some ways wholesome, in other ways intense, and
you know, I think that's probably good. Those are two good adjectives to describe our lives as sort of middle-aged adults with children. And you, what does your life?
Yes, wholesome and intense,
betoken?
definitely on my horizons as well, particularly because Kate's away this weekend at a conference. You know, these medics, they have to have their conferences in quite interesting and scenic locations. You know, you can't go and talk about lungs in Milton Keynes or somewhere. No, you have to go and talk about them in Amsterdam, which is where she's off to the weekend, which is fair enough. She's absolutely earned herself a weekend away.
And you can abuse your lungs at the coffee houses.
You can. Well, there is an irony to that. And actually, the last time, I think I've told this story in the pod before, the last time there was a respiratory conference in Amsterdam, I did tag along, and I did imbibe in some of the local in some of the local delicacies, and then made my way, having done that, to the Amsterdam Cheese Museum, which let's just say is quite the place to have the munchies.
Yes, I could only imagine.
And I got asked to leave, but that is a whole nother story.
For another time. I didn't get asked to leave. I enjoyed the free samples, I think, to the maximum amount I was expected to enjoy them. And I love cheese, almost second to nothing else, dear listeners. It is the honey to your Pooh Bear.
It is the honey to my Pooh Bear. It absolutely is my spirit food. And yes, that was an interesting place for me to venture. But anyway, that was long. That was many moons ago. And I'm not tagging along this time, so Kate can have a mercifully strings-free, child-free, you know, sort of weekend of, ostensibly talking about lungs. But anyway, I'll be obviously looking after the children while she's doing that, and doing lots of work, because we talked about last week the freelance panic thing, where I've now taken on far more work than I really have capacity for. So I'm going to be working my way steadily through that, hopefully. And yeah, that's about it. And we're also getting our roof, a new flat roof fitted next week,
exciting.
Which I know sounds incredibly dull, but it is, in my world, that is quite a big thing.
It's a big smelly thing.
A big smelly thing, and we're getting insulation put in, which is...
Well, the insulation's a nice thing. Yeah.
That's the key. That's really the key thing.
Yeah.
I mean, go back to our very, very initial conversation. This is obviously a surreptitious way of me making the house warmer.
Yes.
Without having to turn the heating on. So, yes.
How homeowners get their jollies.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, literally getting my flat roof insulated is one of the highlights of my year.
Yeah,
so,
of course.
There you go. On which note, we will send our listeners off to their own, I don't know what projects may be coming your way, domestic or otherwise, in the coming few days. But I hope they are enjoyable ones and fulfilling ones and warming ones as well. May your roofs be insulated and your thermostats be turned. Anyway, thank you for joining us on Two Across, and we will see you next week. In the meantime, if you'd like to get in touch with us, you can. twoacrosspod@gmail.com is the email address. We love to hear your feedback, any thoughts on the show, any responses to my question about inventions that came too late. please do let us know. And otherwise, we will see you next time. Bye bye.